Should I be pinning and then say, oh, you're here?
1 second, Monique, I need you to be quiet while I'm on air. Sorry to tell you that. So everybody, we are live. It is 10 o'clock at night here. We have been going for 5 hours on the Smashing Summit, and I know that you are loving every little bit of it. Thank you for all the lovely feedback and comments. We are having the best time. But now this is really where we're getting into the hot stuff. I'm going to be bringing on the one and only Monique Lhuillier to talk all about wedding dress trends for 2018. Real exclusive. She is here to answer questions. Make sure you have popping your questions in the comments because this is your one chance to get them answered live by Monique. I'm going to bring Monique on and just say a couple of sentences about her. I hope she won't mind. So let's bring Monique on. Here she is. Monique Lhuillier, you're live, Monique.
Hello, hi everyone.
It is such a huge pleasure to have you on here, Monique. You know, your dresses are the most featured on Smashing the Glass Real Jewish Weddings in 5 years. Yours are the most featured. Our readers absolutely adore your designs.
Yay, thank you so much. It's an honor to be on live with you all.
Oh, thank you. I went actually to see your trunk shirt Brown's Bride last week. We love Brown's Bride, and I think they're the exclusive stockists for Monique Lhuillier in the UK. And they were fabulous, kind of daring, elegant, fun and formal. It's really exciting, your new collection. Can you tell us about, you know, what's hot right now and what's inspiring you and your latest designs and what brides can expect?
Well, for the latest collection, I was very excited to see, you know, a lot of new things that I put out there received so well by the brides. And one trend that has really taken on is the sheer long sleeve. It's so nice for me and refreshing for me to see that brides are open to seeing other necklines aside from strapless dresses. So this was a wonderful thing for me. I also love these new silhouettes where they're exaggerated skirts and they're more sculptural. That's another trend that I'm showing, and brides seem to respond to that. And these, you know, extended trains, you know, like the more magical and the more romantic, the better. And then there's also been a shift where there's the other girl who wants more modern, closer to the body, less beading, so more minimal and more sleek, I might say. So those are the three, you know, big trends that are happening right now in bridal.
Fantastic. We're going to show some images of your work and your beautiful designs shortly. We're getting so much love for you coming through the screens. We've got Sergio saying, I'm a young fashion designer from Portugal. I love your work. Send me a kiss, please. Requests for kisses.
Multiple.
And how can brides make trends their own? I mean, should we listen to trends? Should we, how do you kind of work out what's right for you with a wedding dress? It feels very overwhelming for a lot of brides, all the options.
Well, I always say, you know, it's actually a great time to be a bride right now because there's so many things to choose from. Bridal is more fashionably infused these days than it was when I started my career 21 years ago. So I think as a bride, you've got multiple ways to go. And I always say you can listen and look at the trends, but you should really listen to that voice deep down inside when you're trying on the dresses and be true to yourself. Does it feel like it's your personal style? Is it something that you're going to love in 10 years? I think, you know, you have to go with your gut in the end. And what looks good on you may not look good on everybody, but that's the choice you should make.
Fantastic advice. So we're showing a couple of your designs now that are very much showing the shoulders, you know, this kind of, do you call them arm cuffs or what do you call them? They're so fun. They add a lot to the dress.
I can't see the image, but I think from the description, it's like a beautifully draped gazar silhouette, like a trumpet silhouette.
That's the one.
And the reason I came up with those sleeves, they're actually detachable sleeves, is because I listened to my brides and they're like, a lot of them are like, should I wear a second dress to change into for the reception? You know, I want to do sleeves, but I can't commit. So that I thought, you know, how great it would be to like do it all in one. So you could wear the sleeves for the ceremony and then for the reception you can just shimmy them off and have two looks in one and yet stay in your gown, because after all, I mean, the night goes by so quickly and you're so emotionally attached to your dress. I don't know if you necessarily need to change the entire look.
That's right.
So that's how I came up with that design.
And the 2-in-1 look is a really big thing for our audience. They love that, the ceremony is a bit more serious, a bit more covered up, and then they want that reveal for the party. So I saw in Brown's Bride, you're doing detachable sleeves, which were fabulous.
Yes. Another thing I love to work with is lace. It's been a staple in my collection since the very beginning, and again, this season I said, instead of changing the whole dress, how do we make components of it detachable? And that's, where you see I had long sleeves that were attached in the shoulder, again for the ceremony, keeping them on for the reception, just simply removing them. And then you can even let your hair down and change it up, so then you have two entirely different looks. It's not just the dress that transforms, but also your look.
And I love that actually it's very, very modest, but it's very, very sexy. You've managed to do both.
Well, I always wedding dresses need to be, very tastefully done. And it's a fine line between elegant and beautiful and vulgar. So I always try to trend on the side where it's always elegant and appropriate.
I have to say, I think your collection, I found it very liberating, actually. There was a lot of fun there. A few risks, it felt like, it was just fun. I loved it. So many new details, and that jacket for under the chuppah. I'm going to find it. I'm going to show that jacket. It's a must.
The jacket you're talking about is a little capelet, right? And it's a capelet with like beads that are strung with, there's some pearls and diamond beads, and so you can put it on and it looks like an oversized necklace at the same time. And I thought how wonderful to transform, a simple fitted satin trumpet silhouette and put that jacket on. I thought would take it to the next level.
And there's
and a jacket you can wear afterwards too. You can wear that for an anniversary, or even once you're married down the line and you want to wear a slip dress and you just put that on and it's a piece that you'll always have in your closet. So
we all want to be able to wear something from our wedding after the big day. That's the ultimate ideal. So Annie's asking, she's saying, do you agree that necklines, fabrics and shapes are important?
I think necklines, fabrics, and shapes are very important. I mean, that is the foundation of a wedding dress, and the design always starts with a beautiful piece of fabric that I work with in my hand. It's how I drape it, put it on the model's body, where I come up with the ideas of what to do with it. One of the fabrics I love working with is Chantilly lace, and it's because it's very delicate and light and airy. It has a sense of tradition, but the way I cut it and with the sheerness, it's sexy and modern at the same time. So I love that fabric. I also feel like the foundation, like how the inners of a gown are cut, are so important with how the fit is of your gown and how you feel. So I feel like, the structure from the inside is so important in a wedding dress.
And tell us about this incredible design and lace collection, this cape, this kind of over cape. I just think so gorgeous. Under the
I'm going to guess what that is again, because I don't have any images. So I'm guessing it's a tulle cape.
It is. It's the shorter dress, on the shorter dress.
Yes. And so what I love about that look right there is me pushing the envelope a little bit for bridal. I wanted to shorten the hemline because, I've spent so much time focusing on accessories as well. And so I always feel like it's more modern to see a beautifully designed boot or a beautifully designed shoe like you're seeing here. This is a pump that's studded with pearls. And I think with a shorter hemline, it looks more modern to see all these elements when you're seeing a bridal look. So that was me pushing that hemline. At the same time, I also wanted to throw on a cape because I thought, being covered up sometimes is more sexy because you're leaving more to the imagination. So I loved how she was covered up. And then again, for the party later on, she can take that off. And I think that looks more fantasy, more modern, and the right way to go.
And Donna from Brown's Bride is saying a big fabulous hello from Caroline and the team at Brown's Bride, your exclusive UK stockist of your breathtaking gown. We love Brown's Bride. We adore them.
I love Brown's Bride, and they have my partner from the very beginning. And what's so wonderful about the team in Browns is that when a bride comes in, they walk you through my entire collection, and they work with you you can also customize some of the pieces to what you really are looking for. So we can take, let's say, a sleeve from a dress and put it with the bottom of another dress, and they can facilitate with that, so they can really tailor a look to you specifically, and create a one-of-a-kind dress that way.
You provide the sensational designs, but their service is second to none, and it goes hand in hand, right?
It really does. And these partnerships that I've forged through the years with different retailers are really, so important to me, because they represent the collection, to the rest of the world. So I thank them from the bottom of my heart.
Annie is asking, is there a lace for everybody?
Well, you know what? There's lace. There is a lace for everybody, because there's so many different kinds of laces in the marketplace. You've got Chantilly lace, which is the lighter weight lace, and then you've got the re-embroidered or Lanson lace, which is the heavier lace, and then you've got also printed lace, and then you've got chiffon, where we print a lace design on it, so you think it's lace. So there's so many different kinds of laces. So I'm going to say yes, there's a lace for everybody.
And I'm also loving the more structured dresses in your lace collection. I've got one of those up. It's my favorite in the collection. It's kind of a bust like this, and then it's kind of draped, and then a kind of layering, and then a full skirt. Do you know the one I mean?
Is it strapless?
Yes.
And is it a very structured skirt?
Yes, it's very, very structured. It's stunning.
Well, I think you're talking about the Alexandra dress from my collection, and it's really all about shape there. You see the silhouette of the bride, it's molded onto her, and then you see this exaggerated skirt. But what I love about that dress is that even if it feels so grand, it's very light to the touch. You can carry it with one hand, and even if it has all that volume, it's the way we engineered that dress. And so for me, that's a modern way of doing a wedding dress. It's about the inner linings to create that shape, but when you put it on, you just float in the room. And it's quite majestic and regal, and she's a favorite right now.
That's what I would choose. I'm obsessed with it. We're getting so many hearts and likes flying all over the screen. Everybody's loving this interview and loving your dresses. Wonderful. And just to let everyone know at home, if you're just tuning in, this is your chance to ask Monique anything about wedding dresses, trends, about her and her business. It's such a wonderful exclusive. So do pop anything in the comments. We're here to help. And you grew up partly in Paris, is that right? That elegance and style is part of your design DNA, that kind of growing up in Paris, would you say?
Well, I have a French father and a Philippine mother, and I grew up in the Philippines. Uh-huh. And I always, as a little girl, loved fashion, and I had a very glamorous mother, and I said, one day I want to get into fashion design. So I went to fashion school, and then I was a young bride at 21 looking for a wedding dress, and that's how this whole company started. So I was 21 years old looking for a dress. I felt like there were not a lot of fashionable options at the time. This was 1993. And I said, I think this is what I'm going to be doing and all that. And so that started the idea. And after my wedding in 95, I started my first collection with 5 dresses. And I guess they can say the rest is kind of history, how we've grown the company since.
And I think,
and everyone seems to be able to pronounce my name now. When in the very beginning they struggled with Lhuillier.
Well, I certainly feel that you've got kind of all your dresses are sort of light and airy and look effortless, but there is a sort of rejection of the conventional and formal, if you know what I mean. I think I believe you're one of the first designers that put fashion into bridal, and it's amazing. You're still ahead of everyone.
Thank you. So I'm hoping to continue that. Whenever I approach designing my bridal collections, because now I do multiple collections a year. I do 4 ready-to-wear collections. I have 4 diffusion collections as well in the more contemporary, direction. I have my accessories, and I have my bridal collections. But what I love about having all those divisions is that when it's time to design bridal again, I'm so excited to see whites and ivories. I'm so excited to see these pale blushes. And I always push myself and challenge myself to say, where are we going next? You know, like it's got to evolve. Even if you're limited pretty much with colors and fabrications, it's like I would like to see it evolve season after season. So I try to do that.
And can I just ask you, are you allowed to say what we can expect from your collections in upcoming seasons? Any clues?
More experimentation, that's all I can say.
Yes, we're excited. We're excited. And one last question before we go. Where can we purchase your gowns in America, in New York and LA? You have your flagship?
Well, I have a flagship store in Los Angeles. I also have a flagship store in New York. And, you know, Browns has it in London. And then in lots of other fine stores around the world.
Oh, we're going to close it up now. It's 15 minutes and we're going to keep it short and sweet, but we hope that you'll be our guest again, perhaps later on here, maybe with some models, and we can see those dresses come to life in the live. It would be a huge pleasure.
A pleasure is all mine. So yes, I'd love to see you again.
Oh,
and have a wonderful night.
And thank you once again from all of us here in London. You take care.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.